Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Well, there are many people in this world who think there's no better place to escape than top of the south. Nelson Marlborough. Spent 10 years in Nelson myself. Used to pop into the sounds quite a lot, and I've got this most beautiful book in front of me. It's called Passion, and I imagine this is the passion of our next guest on the program. Marion Day, good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Oh, it's just a delight, but this book, it's just so gorgeous. It takes me back to those wonderful coffee table books that people like Brian Brake put out. Remember those? The beautiful photographs.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
And yes, I was lucky to be able to live in such a beautiful place and get some stunning photographs for Passion.
Indeed. And how long have you been in the Marlborough Sounds, Marion?
Only 10 years. Steve and I originally came from the Eastern Bay of Plenty, Apotiki Wakatani area.
Yes, well, that's rather nice too. Yes.
And so we decided on a lifestyle change. Steve was flying the third biggest helicopter in the world on fires in Greece and in Australia.
Oh.
And at the same time, we were farming bulls, and we had a free-range pig farm, of all things.
Goodness me.
So we were pretty busy all the time. So
Indeed.
we decided that it was time for a change and not so much hard work.
Indeed. Is Steve still flying the helicopters, by the way?
He only retired 2 years ago. So he's now always in the Sounds here with me. Otherwise, he was on a 3-week on, 3-week off rotation.
Oh, I see.
And for 6 months of the year, I lived here all by myself.
Right, okay. In Clover Bay in the Marlborough Sounds.
Yes, in Clover Bay, it is one of the 3 biggest bays belonging to the Pelorus Sound. And we're in the deep outer sound, so
lovely.
It's quite a far way out.
So, Pelorus Sounds, that's one that Havelock is at the head of, isn't it?
That's right. Yes.
Right, so you're going out into that beautiful blue water, out, and round the corner. And there you are at Clover Bay, and you've come up with this magnificent book, and it's difficult to describe. I'm tempted to ask you, Marion, whether you have trouble concentrating on any one thing for any length of time, because we've got recipes in here, we've got anecdotes and short stories and diary entries and recipes and poems, and it's wonderful. I just love it.
I know, it was quite funny because when I decided to write it, I wanted to show my life rather than write just a autobiography. So I remember compiling it all and sending my manuscript off to my book designer.
Right.
And after a week, she wrote back and she said, "Gosh, what am I meant to do with this?" And I flicked her back an email and said, "You'll figure it out." And she certainly did. She put it all in context.
That's lovely. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. Did you have an editor?
Yes, Adrian Charlton of AM Publishing New Zealand.
Right, okay.
Yeah, she is also my editor and my proofreader. You couldn't really write a book without a professional editor behind you.
Well, you've got to salute the editor for going along with this wonderful thing, because it's come out just beautiful. I can't get away from this recipe for mango crayfish salad. Gosh, that looks wonderful. And once again, a beautiful photograph there.
Yes, and it's so simple. I mean, I just send Steve out in the boat and tell him I want 2 crayfish. So he brings them home. He's a diver.
Yes.
He brings them home, and all I have to do is create a recipe.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, Marion, you're involved in children's books as well, aren't you?
Yes. I do write a nature series on different aspects, usually based around the sounds or based on nature, always based on nature. And my last one was Corfi Kids, and it's done really well too. So I'm lucky that I have this lovely place to write from.
And you seem to have created a lifestyle as well. It seems to me that you're living the dream. Is that correct?
Yes, because I'm just sitting here, and about 100 metres in front of me is the water, and you know, like you can just look at it, and you know it's full of fish, flounder, and then you have shellfish, you have blue cod, you have kahawai, snapper, gurnard, and it's so easy to just pop out there, catch a fish, and then bring it home and cook it on the same day. Plus, Steve's a hunter, and we're surrounded by the mountains. The sea has got the mountains on 3 sides, so we just have to pop out the door, and we can go and shoot ourselves a deer, and we have venison on the table.
Isn't it wonderful?
And he makes the most delicious salamis and prosciutto, and we do a lot with every part of the animal.
You're making me green with envy. You really are. This is wonderful, and you can see why it's called passion, because it really does reflect your many passions, really, doesn't it?
Yes. It's kind of writing and living and feasting deep in the Marlborough Sounds.
I can hear it in your voice. It's wonderful. One of the things I like, because I'm a bit of a history buff, is that you have got a section here in history which puts it in context. And I think that's important because we've got no idea where we're going until we know where we've come from. Exactly.
And I really tried hard to meld the old with the new to kind of create a sense of community.
Yes.
And like you say, to know where you are and where you've come from, and what you've been allowed to share from those who have settled the land before us.
Indeed, and been so many colourful characters in the Sounds over the years, haven't there?
Yes, there certainly have been. And there are a lot of people too who come for the solitude and peace. And you can be here, and you'd hardly ever see them. So it's got a real mix of character.
It's wonderful. It's passion, living, feasting and writing deep in the Marlborough Sounds from Marion Day, and available locally. It's a beautiful book. Marion, I really do salute your enterprise with this, and also the people who help you produce this beautiful piece of literature, which I think is going to be very much at home on coffee tables. If coffee tables still exist, this is what should be weighing them down, in my opinion.
Oh, thank you very much for that.
It's been lovely talking to you, Marion. Thank you so much for your company. Congratulations on your achievement and your passion.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure, dear. Okay, there we are, Marion Day.
106.3 Beach FM.